Chilling.
I like chicken.
You still like chicken?
Yeah.
I was about to say. I was wondering if you likes the chickens. What up, man? Welcome to another episode of What's the Status, Travis, man. Thank you. It's gonna be episode, I believe, 18. We are live right here on Facebook as well as on YouTube. So if you see this either way, you want to watch it on YouTube, hit the link, do something, do what you want to do. I would prefer that you hit the link so you can subscribe and hit those notifications to know when we live at all times. Starting next week, I believe we might even be live on Twitter as well, too. So if you want to hear What's the Status Travis and see What's the Status Travis in live action, those would be the platforms that you can see us on right now. But you know how we do. First, we need our drink. You feel me? And we definitely need our music. You feel me? Let's get to it. Yo, lucky I don't rap. I'm going in. First, all those tacos. Definitely got a good one. Feel like I can't hear myself talk. Got the volumes up. Cold as a motherfucker out there. I ain't even know the weather today. Just let the beat talk. You know what I'm saying? And let y'all know it's cold as fuck. The weather. Mother Nature been telling you for days. What the fuck I gotta tell y'all? It's gonna warm up. It's Friday. Go get a fucking drink. It's Friday. Go get a fucking drink. Hold on. God damn, man. Ready for this? Let's do it. Hold on. You feel like I'm giving you 16. As soon as these cameras go off, I'm at you. I got 16 for you, nigga. Yes, nigga. Talk about. Let's figure him out. Let's go. Like I said before, I'm going to say it again. Welcome to another episode of What's the Status, Travis. This is episode 18. I'm your host, Trav. Who I got next to me?
No. Ali. No, just Ali.
His mama named him Alejandro. I'm going to call him Alejandro.
Hey, my dad did that too, though.
Okay. His mama, what did he say? His mama named him Cassius. I'm going to call him Cassius. Man, what it look like, man? You been good? You been all right? Stay warm? Had a safe trip out here. If y'all don't know, you know now. My boy be having to travel to come see his boy, but that is hard work and dedication, okay? God damn it, and I love you for it. Because somebody out this motherfucker is fake sick today, if you can't tell. It was supposed to be three of us. Yeah. All three of y'all was supposed to be on here. Shout out my man Ray. Take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you feel better, man. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying?
Somebody make a GoFundMe for his medicine ball.
You know what I'm saying? I hope you're all right. I remember that one time you packed us all up with COVID, but we ain't gonna do that today, okay?
You need a fanny pack.
Fuck out of here. But listen, man, with that being said, before we get into the actual proceedings this evening, I do want to take some time to serious this out just a little bit. Over the past couple of days, we have lost a few people of the community in Auburn, New York. A lot of them, two of them, are family of close friends of mine and people that I've known for a very long time. So for that, I just want to send my condolences to those families as well, too. First off the top of the show. So condolences to the Overstreet family personally that I know of. Khalif, Malcolm, I know Darnell, Miss Mary was always out there on that porch, always very pleasant when we would come by down on Parker acting up, any of that. So I just want to send my condolences to them. I also want to send my condolences to a close friend of mine, Tashelle Wingate, and her family as well, too. I wasn't able to make the candlelight visual today. However, I do want to show y'all that I'm thinking about you and praying for y'all. So again, from us, What's the Status, Travis, and me personally, because I know y'all, my condolences to y'all. All right. Rest in peace, both of them. All right. Let's try and get to it. As I said, the weather's cold as fuck, so we're going to skip that. But it was crazy. So today was an interesting day. A lot of things happened in my personal life, but we'll leave that alone, right? But it's what don't kill us make us stronger, right? But with that being said, I was able to have a very powerful conversation with my mother today, which is ironic. When you go through shit, that's usually the person that you end up sitting down with and the one that knows you the best. So she's able to kind of talk you through your times of, I guess, frustration. It wasn't nothing that big, but just something I needed to talk it through. But through that came up something for me and her. as a younger kid, I've always been somebody that you just can't tell the sky's blue. I needed to know why, even if it's looking like that, right? Me and used to butt heads about that a long time.
All the time.
And in that, I think a lot of times, because me and my mother are built the same way, we end up having a source of contention, or we have a source of yeah, that's what I would say. I say a source of contention, or a source of, when we first initially get into conversation, we got to feel each other out, in a sense. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, are we going to be defensive with each other? Are we going to have just a regular mother-son conversation, things of that nature? And ultimately, it basically brought around the conversation for me, which is going to be the phrase of the day, is the power of assumptions, right? I think a lot of us, when we caught up in the shit that we going through, we forget that life is happening for other people as well too, right? We forget that because we process things or process pain a certain way, we can't expect that the other people will do that as well, right? Personally speaking, my mother lost her mother, you know what I mean? And we lost Les, and obviously a lot of family members have lost that as well too, and we've all been grieving that in a certain way. And I think today was just a breakthrough day for me and my mother, and I think we always have them. I'm always a preacher saying that we grow. You know what I'm saying? Every day is another opportunity to grow, and I just want to say I think the power of assumptions, not only just being aware of them. When you go into each conversation, if you love that person, if you care for that person, go in it with the clear slate mind. Yeah, they might have done something that you might not deal with. It's not to say that you can't discuss that within your conversation, but if you want to get to that point, at least allow them, hear them out to the extent so you could get that assumption of you have to be contentious or you have to argue off the top. I'm sorry for rambling on, but it hit home for me today because it was just a powerful conversation that's been on my mind since I left. We had that conversation like 11 o'clock this morning. So for you, let me ask this question. When I say the power of assumptions, what does that mean to you? How does that resonate to you in your life?
Assumption to me comes off as you not listening.
Speak up into the mic, please.
I said assumptions come to me as like you not listening.
For sure.
You already assuming. So instead of you listening to what I'm telling you or how I'm showing you, you just assuming one way over the other. I could be showing you in a bevy of different ways, but you assuming because you're not, I guess, paying attention, you're not listening, you're not seeing it. But at the same time, like that's you just gotta be vulnerable from time to time.
And a lot of times I think in relationship, whether it be friendship or actual, you know what I'm saying, partnership, marriage, whatever it may be. I haven't been married, but I'm just speaking from a sense of being in a relationship like that. A lot of times you get so caught up in what you're mad about and what you're trying to be right about that you don't give it time to really just look at the whole picture and be like, all right, I may, even if it's still wrong, you may be able to understand why that person moved in the way they moved. Not to say you need to accept it, none of that, but to cut the conversation off or walk into that conversation automatically thinking it's going to be war is not productive for nobody. You know what I'm saying?
So when you assume, you leave out the fact that you have to be understanding.
For sure.
So for you to get past that level of trying to figure out whether you need to be defensive or not is just listening. If I understand going into this situation, it's a tough situation to talk about. We about to have a weird, awkward conversation. Why would I feel some kind of way? That would lead me more to be more vulnerable in that sense. Because I know it's going to be difficult for you as it's going to be difficult for me.
But a lot of people don't go into it thinking that way. And it's hard sometimes. It's hard because ultimately to walk into a situation like that, we don't got to stay on this long. I just think it was very clearly as pivotal because we extended the conversation so long. But it's like a lot of people, it's hard for us to go into that situation not knowing. I know for myself personally, it was hard for me a lot of times, specifically with mom, to go into a situation and talk to her from a space of understanding where she's coming from. When I was younger, especially, and you used to deal with that as well too. You get what I'm saying?
You helped me with that.
Like I used to come in with my thought, and a lot of times, if you think about it, that's why I would cut people off a lot. And talking to them, I still do and apologize for it a lot. But it comes from that. You know what I'm saying? It comes from, I think, needing to be right, but also when you go into a conversation without the need to be right, I think you get more production out of that conversation.
It don't come off to me as a need to be right. It comes off as a need to be heard.
Facts.
Because you're not really trying to like be like, yo, I'm right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not how you like. That's not how you moving. You know
and what that nigga Nori said, I got a.
That's offending. But but like I said, once you understand that, the conversations is different.
That's a fact. Self-awareness for sure. All right, moving forward, man. I had to tell you this shit bugged me out. We're going to not so quick hits, by the way. If you don't know what not so quick hits, it's about the same thing we just did. We get to a topic and we think it's going to be a quick hit and we end up rambling for about 3 hours, but we're going to try not to do that today. We're going to try and keep it quick part of the not so quick hits. First one on the bubble though, shit bugged me the fuck out. So I'm scrolling through. There's such illustrious, incredible social media content, Snapchat. I was going through that, right? And I'm seeing where I get all my facts at, okay? If you see me speaking any facts, it's not from CNN. It ain't from motherfucking Channel 9 News. It ain't from Spectrum News Channel 1. Sniggity snap doing this. That shit look crazy on camera.
Chill, bro.
Hey, yo, but nah, real shit. So I'm scrolling through, and this woman is going off, okay? And she is going off talking about, okay, guys, I'm going to divorce my husband because when we were at the Super Bowl and they put Taylor Swift up on the Jumbotron, he booed her with his friends. She went on to say, that action was only indicative of our entire relationship. It's indicative of our entire relationship because that means you don't even care where I'm from. Let me go further. This is her exact words verbatim. She then says, oh, he likes Taylor Swift. He has brought me to Taylor Swift things. He listens to Taylor Swift in the car when he's with me. So he just booed to be good with his friends. And when you see that, ladies, that is a boy. That is not a man who can make his own decisions. And she had the fucking divorce papers on the camera.
Oh, this was a publicity stunt.
She did it, though.
Oh, my God.
So I just want to say, well, first off, elaborate.
I ain't got to like Taylor Swift. I ain't gotta like her.
Don't make this serious because this is some funny shit. That's what I'm telling you. Don't fucking deep dive right now. Do not, nigga. Right, let's talk about real shit.
That was a publicity.
Is she crazy or not crazy?
Crazy as fuck.
Crazy as a motherfucker. This bitch is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. If anything, please sign that paper as fast as you possibly can. I hope you was broke, and I hope you ain't had no money that she could get from you. I hope just let her go. Okay?
Because it was funny.
Because when she is over there by herself listening to T Swift albums with no man, you gonna win, my nigga. I'm telling you. You gonna be the one. I'm telling you. Shout out to him. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? I'm rooting for you, nigga. All right, next one, the shit bugged me out too. I was definitely, you know what I'm saying, bugged me the fuck out. So you know they got this thing about women, they all across the world, these men are just trying to prove that women are not equal all the time. So in Romania, they had an MMA fighting league, and in this league, they put 3 beautiful IG models in the ring with 2 certified.
This sounds like a bad idea already.
Listen, with 2 certified MMA fighters and rung the bell for 3 rounds.
No way.
These girls was getting their ass whooped.
Everybody who
this shit was not funny, yo.
Need a charge.
The commissioner need a charge.
That's crazy. Like, wow.
I don't even know if it's a president of Romania, but that nigga need a charge. what they be calling him over there? The prime minister. He need a charge. Whoever green lighted them 3 girls going in there against. Now they didn't even put them against like.
Did they have headgear?
Yes, but it don't matter.
I don't know. That might
Ali, it don't matter.
Then. It shouldn't happen. But I'm saying though, like I could see the safety in it.
It don't matter, nigga. You can't do that.
It could be pure entertainment, and they could not be.
Stop what I'm telling you. It wasn't pure entertainment. These bitches look like motherfucking ping pong balls. That is a fact.
Nah, I don't know. I feel like it was thought out.
I'm telling you, that shit was just like that.
I would think.
Fuck no.
Because they gave them headgear.
So okay, of course you're gonna give them headgear. I don't care. Niggas still got you see. Okay, listen, you seen niggas get knocked out through headgear.
Yeah.
All right, what are we talking about?
But
nothing. But we're talking about trained MMA fighters.
Yep.
Okay, against 3 regular IG models. There's nothing to talk about. It was an ass whooping, is what I'm saying to you.
I think it was entertaining.
They ain't even put Ronda Rousey in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, give them another girl that could whoop ass, Clarissa Shields, something like that. Then I might not be talking about it. But come on, man. We fucking wilding out here.
Shouldn't have happened either.
We are wilding out here. Jay Northrop, I see you, but you cannot put no more Buffalo slander on my chat. Okay? I can't take it. All right? Shout out you. Shout out Bree Raftis. Condolences to you as well, too. Makai Ripley. Twan, I don't even know why you ain't here, man. I can't stand you, man. Shout out my man, Twan. That's gang for real. All right, man. Moving forward. What else we got on Not So Quick Hits? So, shout out my man, Kuhn. He asked this question earlier, or he made a statement, and I just wanted to know if there is a place in the whole economy or the economy of women for this particular woman. And I've seen that there is a place, but do you think it's more that there is a place for them, or there's just a seldom few that we get to see that are winning by doing so? Okay. Statement was, damn, some of y'all so fine, but fuck y'all all ran through. I thought that was a prestigious statement that I read today. But with that being said, it made me think on the hierarchy, because we do see a lot on social media where the beautiful women who might have been with a few niggas are winning. They getting money. They social media motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? We've seen it occur, right? But my question is, in the overall scheme of hierarchy of things, how many of them do you think are actually winning, percentage-wise?
Oh.
Just a ballpark speculation. We don't know. There's no numbers in front of us.
What happened, Dave?
And what is it? What is that considered? What is ran through?
Yeah.
Like what is your number for ran through?
Like, how do you?
Let's say she. You know what I'm saying? Let's say she ran. You know what I'm saying? You know what? We know what ran through is. We ain't got to go through that. And that is subjective to each male's number. If you go back to a few episodes on the YouTube, me and Ray had this argument for about 10 minutes. So we ain't gonna do what's ran through and what's not to a third with an age person. We ain't gonna do that. But if you want to go check it out. We did that. What I am gonna say is, I'm asking this. If you could put them in a space of what's winning, the wholesome girl, the girl that might be a little bit nasty, but also classy, the complete joint that's just out there looking good, trust she could get a bag from every nigga she talked to. The girl who in the hierarchy of them, where do you put the bad but ran through joints? Is they like in the mid tier or is they at the bottom?
I think they're in every category.
You think they got a bad but ran through in each category I just named?
But you got to see, then you be defining ran throughs. So then that's a number or a standard that shouldn't even be happening.
Let's make up one for argument's sake.
Okay. Oh my God.
30 bodies.
Teacher's on.
I'm with you on that. So we're not having a question of that, because you know what I'm saying? What I'm saying to you is, though, she got 30, but she just looked good and she just ran through. Ain't nothing else there. Where does she land in the hierarchy of the ones that got shit going for them, might not have nothing going for them, might be a good girl, but ain't got no bread? Where do they land in your hierarchy?
She could be ran through and have something going for her. Like,
that's possible. Two things can be true.
So like, I feel like it's
feel
gonna
you
be like that in every category. Like, so you went away from that, but that's at the end of the day, that's really what it's gonna be like.
So I guess you can't answer the question.
You because it really shouldn't.
You could give me your preference answer, but I think you're running from that.
I'm not running from giving a preference. How am I gonna rank something that could be everywhere?
We shall proceed.
That's like saying
to give you what you need.
The pigeons in Chicago is different than the pigeons in New York, naturally, right? But they all pigeons.
Okay, we're not doing this. That's
what I'm saying.
I'm not doing this with this nigga today. We gonna move on from this. Them pigeons is pigeons. I don't want no what they say. Them be the girls who get no love from.
I had to think about something that would be everywhere.
Would you consider the girl that is pretty and ran through a pigeon?
It would be the.
I'm asking a question.
Yeah.
Yes, no.
Yes or no.
Thumb up, thumb down. Pause.
Either or, because it's situational. It's really situational.
I really can't stand these niggas. You can't get an answer out of these niggas for nothing.
Because it depends.
You can't get an answer out of these niggas for nothing.
It's situational.
It's all right. I'm gonna let it go. That was a good question, though. We'll double back. We will double back for sure. All right, man. Let's get into some of the topics. Some of these serious, some of them not, but we will get through them. I think the things that we need to point out. First and foremost, we'll keep it light. Shout out A$AP Rocky. The boy got off. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, though, it made me think, how many, if you were in a situation that A$AP Rocky was in, and they offered you, let's not say it was jail time. Let's say it was a deal to pay it off or not pay it off. Do you think you would have had the courage to stand in front of that judge the same way he did and worry about the verdict? Granted, I'm gonna say, I mean, he had enough evidence and he put enough holes in Son's story to know that he was gonna go. Had I known that he'd had that many holes in his story, I wouldn't have fucking watched this shit. But I do ask that, I asked that question to you, like, one, that was still tough, nigga. You ain't know what that jury was gonna say to you.
That man did that he did that to fight for his namesake and business purpose. If he would have took that charge, he would have never been able to travel across seas where he do to get his bag. That shit would have never happened again. So that's literally, he had to fight for that. But imagine having to fight for that, knowing that the case you're trying to say is some bullshit.
Yeah, there you go.
Like some bullshit though. Like, you know it's some bullshit. But you want me to sit here for it, but you're doing this for like, it almost looked like, yo, I'm doing this for some clout.
And that's exactly what it was for.
Dog. That's supposed to be my dog, though.
And the way, and after he started talking, like it was clear he was the aggressor in the situation, shit like that. The nigga showed a scar on his knuckle, like he just fell playing tag on the back of his hand, talking about he got grazed. Nigga, there's no way.
Didn't it start because he didn't want to pay him the money?
Yeah, but then
he didn't want to pay him no bread for this whole situation. He was like, all right, you're gonna have to pay me some bread, so I don't tell nobody about this shit. What?
And then the crazier thing is to me is how the fucking DA took a case to fucking jury, or the grand jury even indicted him. But let me finish, nigga.
How much money you lose in this process? So you sit now
to
fight this
but
case.
My thing is, you're strong. Let me finish though. The strong evidence that you had was you let him go back and get the motherfucking shell casing. He shot. No, another nigga shoots me, and I go back and get the shell casings from the gun you shot at me. Make it make fucking sense.
Listen. Common sense isn't always common.
My thing is, how is a fucking police officer or a DA, do you take a nigga that went and did that and say, okay, yeah, we're going to take this to trial?
That was
and why would you take a gamble on that shit with a nigga that was, the DA looked horrible. If I was the fucking DA in LA, I'm letting that nigga go for even taking that case.
Nah.
That shit looked crazy. Because my thing is, A$AP Rocky wasn't, for me, if I'm a lawyer, I'm being dead ass real with you. If I'm a lawyer and I'm not saying nothing, A$AP Rocky's partner is big enough for it to be made a name on if I fucking was able to get him guilty. I understand that. But A$AP himself, with the evidence, listen, if I'm a lawyer and got that bullshit ass evidence and this nigga in front of me, right? And I'm privy to all of that, for me to want to hang my hat on a celebrity case like A$AP Rocky with that much bullshit evidence, he would be fired. That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. Because ultimately, as the DA, your goal is to get W's, nigga.
So do you think that they got more?
You only get reelected off of your fucking W's, and your dumbass took this shit to fucking trial.
What if they knew that they wasn't going to win, and they just took this shit anyway because they knew that it was going to get their firm name out there?
Then what would be time? It's not the firm. You're not hearing what I'm saying. That would make sense for A$AP Rocky's standpoint.
No.
Not for a prosecutor.
Yes, it would.
Make it make sense.
Because it's them. They're representing him.
No, the prosecution they had to prove A$AP Rocky guilty. What I'm saying to you is that would have made them look good, because as the prosecution, you want W's as a lawyer. On the flip side of that, of course, if I'm A$AP Rocky, I'm gonna take that I'm definitely taking that case, because I know it's an easy win, and I got A$AP Rocky and Rihanna next to me. I'm gonna make $3 million off my name alone for the next fucking 10 years. But what I'm saying is, this dumbass fucking prosecutor had this dumbass nigga in his office, went through questions with him, let the nigga tell him that he went back and found the gun, the bullet casings from the gun that A$AP had, and took it to trial.
He felt like he had a case.
If I was his boss, he would be the fuck up out of here. That was you knew that wasn't a win.
People make mistakes.
And they got and
he probably answering for that. That man might be the mailman for the next 6 months.
And honestly, I ain't gonna hold you. In my professional career, there's been a few times where, when you make that mistake, whether it was a mistake or not, you got to pay for that motherfucker, because the heavy is the head that wears the crown.
That's a fact.
So what I'm saying is, you got to be strategic and I'm not championing the DA, but this shit was just dumb. We just seen multiple cases where these motherfucking, even the Young Thug shit, these niggas just got blunders of fucking cases. Like, what the fuck is y'all doing? But
it becomes a cash grab though. Because you got to spend money to fight this case. You got to spend paper. So now it's gonna see how long is it gonna take for me to run your funds low before you like, fuck this shit, I don't want to do this no more, and just cop out. I think that's
and that's what they bet on. They probably bet on that.
I promise you, this case looked like that because they was trying to push him, thinking that he wasn't gonna fight it, because he was like, he didn't want to give me the money. If he didn't want to give me the money, why would he fight this case?
Exactly.
Like, why would he do that? You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, all right, so it's now you're looking at it. You're looking at the whole case completely differently. It's not what you actually think it is. They was really trying to get this man to cop out. Because if he cops out and takes the plea like they offered him, he can't make the money that he wants to. His touring stops.
For sure.
Think about that. This man is in fashion. He's across seas all the time. He's always in something in overseas in Europe doing something of that nature. That should be done. It'd be done.
That's crazy, bro. But all right, moving forward, we did it. We did that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we did. All right, moving forward though, it is kind of. I did want to ask this. Obviously, he's a rap. There was a beef between A$AP and his friend that got him in that situation. But I was just thinking too, I posed myself this question. When we had rap beefs back in the day, I keep saying back in the day, I'm old as fuck, bro.
I ain't old.
That's crazy.
Whatever.
But anyway,
as
we looked at them as beneficial to the culture. Granted, there was some levels of violence and shit like that came up, but it was the sport of it. It drove the culture along with the money that came in the culture for anybody that was involved. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
And then you look at beefs now where it kind of feels like when you see like the Kendrick and Drake and then you see all these niggas dying over the beef and shit like that. And it's not, and I'm one that loves the art and loves the battle and the ruthlessness, verbal, like the lyrical warfare of hip hop. So I'm the one that doesn't want that to leave the game, right? But also with that being said, it's like back then when they got in beefs, it felt good. Does that make sense in a way? Like the 50 and that shit, it felt like as much as they was really beefing, each song that came out felt like it built on the culture. Like it pushed it to motherfucking like, okay, these niggas gotta go to the next level. And how to handle said beef in that situation, right? Not to say there wasn't no violence, I'm not trying to say that. But then when you look at it now, it seems like the only motherfuckers who really benefit, it's not the culture that gets lifted a bit. Up until now, I think with the Kendrick shit. But recently, it's not the culture that gets uplifted from the beef. It's the only thing that gets uplifted is the pockets of the niggas that are making money off of the songs in the transaction, right? So I guess my question to you, my fault, is how do you feel the rap beef now? Is it still beneficial to the culture of rap? Do you think it is? Let's explain.
I think it is, and I think it happens the same way. I think the beef before compared to now was literally for the same thing. It was just lyrical exercises. But then some people just take it a little bit further because it'd be personal behind. Once it get personal, it's not a beef no more. It's like that's different.
I get what you're saying.
But with the Kendrick stuff, I think that shit great for the culture.
For sure.
Even the shit back in the day, that shit was great for the culture. That shit, but because if you think about it, in those spaces, whenever we had diss tracks, it was always new. From that diss track, the music changed.
Grew.
Yes.
That's what I guess. That's what I'm saying.
Splintered into mad shit. So if you really think about it, this shit is great because now everybody about to be doing completely different shit. Everybody gonna get comfortable again because now it's about the art. It's not about being in the same lane, doing the same shit, talking about the same stuff.
And I guess that's what I was saying. You just hit the nail on the head, Paul. Because when you said that's what I'm saying, like it became redundant. Like when we would hear 50, like
that's
50,
why the beefs happen because dudes would be like, "Yo, you doing the same shit I'm doing, but I do this shit better." Why you over here?
And the culture was growing though. These niggas was dissing each other in their own style. Like, get what I'm saying? Like 50 was hooking, was beating niggas in battles with hooks alone. You get what I'm saying? Like he had bars, but he was smacking niggas in battles with hooks alone. So it pushed the level. It pushed the melodic envelope of motherfucking hip hop.
He was a machine. He had songs for people waiting for them to respond to him because he knew what he was gonna say. Everything he did was calculated.
Yo,
that man was on a different jump.
He was flipping niggas tracks, D-block R&B. Like these niggas was at war singing, you know what I'm saying, over R&B tracks going at each other. It brought on like these niggas singing over it like Ja Rule and them niggas. That shit is crazy. But I just think the question was to me like, damn, I feel like when those battles happen, and I guess that's why I'm asking you because you put me on to a lot of music, a lot of styles of music. You pushed the envelope for me to do that. Is where do you think do you feel like it's still beneficial to the game, or do you think it's more? Do you think it's more detrimental to the culture? Fuck the money. I'm talking to the culture of hip hop itself.
I think it creates more art.
Okay. The good beefs do, because the other ones haven't. Up until Kendrick and Drake, I'm saying.
The beefs people want to listen to, the beefs people want to see, because when you're watching the beef, you're watching it, but you're listening to the music and you're seeing the differences and you're seeing the cadence and you're seeing the art of it. You have to, because now you bopping your head to some shit, so now you're paying attention to it. So at the end of the day, like that shit just it just makes the art better.
I think for me, and this may be a personal feeling, maybe I'm not keys dropping shit, and maybe I'm two things. My nigga's about to get fired. Two things. I was fucking with you. Two things is just that I just don't. It doesn't feel like the culture move. It feel like because it's the same shit. They allowing niggas to go to it, and the niggas that was really beefing, it wasn't a good rap beef. Like we didn't get a good rap beef until just now with Kendrick and Drake, which is why it feels like the culture's going forward, because it was literally a battle. For the lamest terms, it was a battle between what mainstream is giving and what Kendrick was trying to give as well too, right? And I think it brought back the individuality. It brought back niggas having to push the envelope to find their own sound. So you're right. I'm agree with you when it comes to this battle. But if you think of anything in between, like the whole Vinazes and now, there was nothing like that. Nothing felt like that. You know what I'm saying? Nothing felt, no battle, no beef, nothing felt like that in between that time.
We went from the Nas and Jay-Z rapping, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, like that's why.
Like even Meek and Drake ain't feel like this.
Yes, hear me out. That's how it splinters. Watch this though. It's how it splinters. You have a storyteller that is giving you visuals. He's painting pictures. Nas. Hov is storytelling. but he's storytelling in a way for you to feel comfortable and for him to reach everybody else.
Okay.
So the styles is similar, but he's doing it on a larger scale to the point where everybody else is rocking with this shit. That man lost the battle and still moved on.
Okay.
So we're literally watching the same thing happen all over again.
I agree. I'm just saying all the filler in between didn't feel good until now. You know what I'm saying? Like it felt like the rap beef had to be out of motherfucking hip hop
because you didn't like
for so fucking long
in those beefs. You didn't like that art.
That could be that
you
too.
Didn't like the art.
It could definitely be that too.
Why would I listen to this? This is a pointless beef.
I hear you for sure. All right, moving forward, man. And speaking of beefs, this next thing sometimes can cause beef, so we can make this quick. But I did want to kind of touch on it. Couples not having their own lives or couples having their own hobbies. Is it important or is it not important? You know, a lot of times people get in relationships and they forget that they got families or the lives they had before. Sometimes you get in relationships, you end up forgetting yourself because you try to do so much to make everybody else happy, so you don't do the things that kept you, right?
Thanks.
And that's vice versa, not just men to women, but women to men too. You know what I'm saying? What I'm asking is, as two men that have been in long-term relationships, got kids, shit like that, like how important is it for you and your significant other to have, from a man's perspective, specifically, how important is it for you and your significant other to have their own lives and own things that they need to do? Friends, shit like that.
For anybody, you got to know who you was before you was.
I was who I was before I got here.
But if you don't know who you was before you met said person, you still gonna be stuck on the same fucking hamster wheel, nigga. You gonna be running the same place. But if you know who you was, like it's one of those things. Like you got to do the things that you was doing before you met this person, your hobbies and whatnot, was things that you was doing that was releasing some type of tension or some type of energy.
Yeah.
And when you met another person, you was like, all right, this person helps me. This person does what I need to do in this way. This is helping me here. You know what I'm saying? So then you're looking at some shit like, I might play basketball all the time. And damn, I don't need to play basketball all the time because that same field, that same vibe that I get, I might get competitively somewhere else.
But my thing is, I think we don't ever necessarily get, I think that's very important as men we need to talk about, right? Because a lot of times we are put in that space where we, and sometimes a lot of it's ourselves, right? I think if we wanted to choose to just say fuck it and be selfish, we could, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's necessarily in our nature to do so, right? So a lot of times you end up.
I don't know though, because some people different.
They are real talk. And so, I think sometimes you enter a relationship with the thought process already that you're gonna have to give up. You're gonna have to give up some of yourself in order to make it work. But
in a healthy relationship, you're not supposed to give up nothing about yourself for that shit to work out. Because clearly you was you who you was, so that person liked you for who you was. So if you changing in that process, you're not changing because of you changing because the other person, you figuring out even more them about themselves.
But let me ask you a deeper question. And if we both know that, and I'm being real, then what about men makes us do that anyway? You get what I'm saying? Like, and I guess that's even the bigger conversation. Like, what about us as men once we choose to make that choice?
Because with the people we love, we're really not confrontational. Though. But we really don't want to do that.
Yeah, okay. That's one thing
with
about
the people we love, we really not trying to be confrontational. No matter how you try to slice that shit. Like you and I could beef right now, and I don't give a fuck how mad you get at me. It ain't gonna change nothing.
That's different. It ain't gonna change nothing. But your response would be different than it would be to your significant other.
No, to anybody else.
It should be though.
The people I care about, the people I love, my nigga. It's nothing that you could. I understand because you might respond to me in a certain way, and it don't got nothing to do with what's going on.
I get what you're saying, but I'm saying also to you, like what I'm saying is what if, and we've done it. Like what were some of my reasoning for, like you do it for your kids, or you say that to yourself, right? It's like a lot of times it's like I said, it's not them, it's us talking ourselves into what we think is the right thing to do, and not to say that it isn't, because I think a part of being in a relationship and a successful one is, for lack of a better term, sacrifice. I would let's say compromise, right? But
100%.
With that, I think a lot of times we end up forgetting who we are, and it's kind of like a fine line, because you want to give up some of yourself to make it work, but some of you giving up yourself makes you less attractive to the partner you're with. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you gotta, it's like as a man, you gotta kind of find that balance of
what hill do I stand on?
That too.
That's literally it. That's literally when it boils down to it. It's like, all right, look, I'm gonna change and I'm gonna adjust with some things, but at the end of the day, like, I might not change this about myself because I was doing this before. I have the history. I have the track record. I know this shit showing proof. So why would I change this?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like I might change something. All right, this is something simple. All right, cool. I get older. You don't fuck with this. Cool. I rock with it. That shit ain't hard because I care.
I think the other thing is to once you make that decision to necessarily, and it's not saying that you're choosing yourself or choosing yourself over your significant other or anything like that, but once you get back to being yourself, you start to realize that it's the small shit that made you tick every day. Does that make sense? You know what I'm saying? And I think once your partner sees that, it makes it easier for everything to go forward too. But it was an interesting question and something interesting. You got another thought? You look like you had a rebuttal.
Nah.
I know you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But my dad used to say I'm a paid trained observer. Okay.
Nah, it's not no type of like you just said, like when everybody it kind of go good or bad for each other, the conversation get better. Not it ain't. I guess it is what it is. What it is.
Yeah,
that makes sense
for sure. But I think you definitely got to have your own time, your own life.
You should never not.
You shouldn't, because if
that's a completely different conversation for the relationship, because then that's a trust thing.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't have that, if you can't have your own life, you can't trust the fact that I was already out here chilling and doing what I was doing before I met you, but I'm not doing what you think I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
So now where we at?
Exactly. And I think that's what I think that has to be that you gotta, I think individually, because ultimately I think the other thing is just because you're in a relationship, you're not responsible for that other person's happiness.
I'm not supposed to make you happy. You're supposed to already be happy.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly.
You're supposed to already know you though. Not necessarily be happy. You're supposed to know you.
I get you.
If you don't know you, then how can you genuinely be happy?
I feel you. I definitely feel you. And speaking of hobbies, no, it's not a hobby. Let me stop playing. That was gonna be crazy.
Chill, bro.
I don't even want to know.
Shout out Trizzy. You heard Trizzy?
Chill, bro.
Shit, but nah, I do want to say this. At first, it's easy to look at. Damn, it was tough. I had to go ask my pops, man. So this corrections officer protest is getting real, bro. Yeah. Seeing army people coming in this motherfucker, all types of shit.
You got to give them aid.
That's
you got to help out the people that's trying to actually be there for the safety.
But what I'm saying is also it's a twofold thing. Shout out my pops, because I asked, I called him because I really didn't understand what the process was about. I've never, like I said, I've never spent a day in jail, but to have empathy and sympathy for people is one thing. But it has to go both ways, and respect is given both ways. So I talked to my dad, who was corrections officer for 37 years of his life, my entire life for living. And I was like, yo, Pops, what is it necessarily about? And on his end, he's saying it's about the safety of the officers and and that they don't have as many, I guess, permissions. I guess if you want to talk about a few things, there's not, they don't have the shoe any longer. The longest you could put somebody in isolation is a couple of days. So if somebody wanted to retaliate or anything like that, they could towards you, which does necessarily make it for a little bit of an unsafe situation. I've worked never in corrections. I've always worked with at-risk youth, but I've been in not situations, but some situations where it was built like that. But the pivotal thing my dad said on the flip side of that is, yes, there is safeties and things that are taken away from the officers, and that if you are a solid officer, those are certain things that were able to protect you. But on the flip side of that, he said the harsh reality that they are also kind of running into, and he didn't say this actually, I think I came to the realization, but it was after he stated what it was. I said the other harsh reality that could possibly be coming into is when you don't lead with respect when you're in that space, right? When they take certain things away, then what do you have to stand on?
Thanks.
Does that make sense to me? Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that all officers are assholes when they go through there. I'm not saying none of that. I've been in a space where there's been certain things that we could do in order to keep the youth or the population safe. When I worked with at-risk youth in certain situations, that did make the job tougher. However, one thing that always remains, regardless if you have those permissions or you don't have those permissions, is how you treat somebody.
All the time. That's in every aspect of life.
All right. So I'm not out here just trying to make any comments about that, but it was just interesting to hear someone who spent as much time in there as was well respected from that end, from that side, working from that end, to kind of have that perspective. So I wanted to say to you, like, how did you think about that? Do you think do you think more of the tension is because coming from the lack of respect from I guess
I think
guard the inmate and in conjunction with the rule changes, or do you think it's just the rule changes and they should kind of trying to find a way to work it out?
I think in each level everybody has an issue.
For sure.
And the issue with the strike is that everybody's had enough.
Yeah.
So they just like, we got to get this shit figured out or it's gonna be bad for all of us.
For sure.
and everybody's seeing that shit, and that shit is not okay.
Yeah.
At some point, figure this shit the fuck
And
out.
ultimately, my biggest thing is I just want everybody to be safe. The guards that's in there that got to go to work, and then those people and those people that are in there
at
as
the
well.
same time, if you want to be safe, you gotta provide that same safety, same level of safety.
And my thing is, like, it was funny. I watched I think it was I can't remember who it was, damn it. I did finally watch the news for one time. I don't know if it was the senator or the governor of New York or something like that. But long story short, I guess a reporter stated to them, and this is neither here nor there because I don't think anybody should go to work to be disrespected. So let me preface this by saying that. But I guess the reporter asked, well, what about reports that the inmates are spitting on them? And this was in conversation to the trial from the Marcy inmate that died a few months back at the hands of officers. And the governor, I believe, if I'm wrong, somebody correct me, stated that being spit on doesn't result or equal up to being killed, right? I guess that there was some. I guess he started getting beat prior to even getting to the building. So on transport to the building. And they said that he was never uncuffed, I guess, from that place forward.
So you beat me up twice, I spit on you.
It was crazy shit. But I think what I can say is this: one, I think everybody need to respect everybody in closing.
Thanks.
Two, I want the safety of everybody that's in those buildings
100%.
first and foremost. And thirdly, with a little bit of, and like I said, I never did a day in and I've never worked a day in. So let me preface that by saying, just from the outside looking in, peace for everybody, and hopefully y'all could find a way to respect one another, whether you in an inmate jacket or whether you in a uniform, so that everybody could get through their time and do what they need to do to get home to their families.
It's one of those things where
but to see the fucking National Guard come in was crazy. But
treat everybody the way you want to be treated.
That's simple, pretty much.
That's it.
I can definitely say that.
And if you feel some kind of way because of where you at, then maybe that's not the profession for you, okay?
Yeah, man. And then you got inmates in there crashing out, only putting more time on themselves and stuff like that. Like it's crazy, but you know what I mean? Speaking of crashing out, brother, I am not. I repeat. Let me turn this up. Can you hear me clearly? I want to make sure you hear me. Can you motherfucker hear me?
I think so. Maybe a little louder.
I will not be on nothing that got jets on it, wings, gets in the air about 30,000 feet, and travels me nowhere.
Said no more flying.
I'm doing nothing but cross-country trips. You're not going to see Trav on no flights. I ain't catching flights. I'm catching feelings. I'm not catching flights.
Catching skips.
I'm out of here, okay? Trains.
No planes, but all
trains, automobiles, bikes. Okay?
You can ride a bike?
Yo, don't play me like that.
I'm just asking. I'm not even trying to be funny.
Don't play with me like that, nigga.
I'll just
don't play with me.
Still ain't answer the question.
Dinos, Huffies, mongooses.
You wasn't jumping.
Pegs. Nope, I wasn't jumping shit. I ain't gonna lie. I was definitely wasn't doing that. But I'm not flying shit. I just want you to know that, nigga. I am made to be on the ground from this point forward. If I'm traveling, it's going to be places that Marquise Agee can drive and do 185 on the fucking highway while I sleep. Okay, nigga? That's where it's going to be. The fuck are they talking about? But with that being said, they got more plane crashes and I'm scared as a motherfucker. Every time I see a plane crash, I just think of Final Destination, which only fucks me up more because when I'm on the road to fucking Syracuse, New York, and I see them goddamn 14, 18, 19 wheelers with the goddamn logs on the back, I just think them shit's about to roll off and shit. I ain't got time. My anxiety don't act right for me to be around shit like this and see planes coming out the mother. Shut the fuck up, nigga. You take a deep breath.
And
Are
drive,
you getting on a flight? That's my question.
Depends on where I'm going.
Fuck, nigga. Okay, let me ask you a question. I'm not getting on no motherfucking flight.
That's you. That's your preference.
You gonna get on a flight?
I might. On my soul, I might.
You better than me right now.
It depends on where I'm going.
Nigga, 2 planes crashed into each other. You had the plane crash in Philly. You had the motherfucking other plane. Like, what are you talking about, right? You just had a plane crash, nigga, with Delta. I'm mad as fuck at Delta too. They land the shit on was it on the ice or on the runway? Runway looked like ice, cold as a motherfucker over there. Shit flip over. They slide shit, blow up. They got footage of this shit. They got footage of the victims coming off the bitch. Talking about, oh, the fuck, I was just on this plane. Crazy. Shit looked like a movie, nigga. You understand me?
Was it?
No. This shit's real. Want me to tell you why I'm mad, nigga?
Why? Tell me why you mad, gang.
how many feet in the air you think you got it? Let's just give me a ballpark.
Like
It doesn't even matter. Just give me the highest number of feet you think the plane was in the travel before it was coming down. I just want to know. Because mind you, the whole time on the way down, you know good and fucking well. They told them, up, we're in an emergency. We're going to have to do an emergency landing. I am going crazy, nigga. Okay, let me finish. Let me finish.
I thought you was done.
Please, gang. Okay? That's my biggest thing. Look right there. You just read that. Tell me how much they paid them people. I was 50,000 feet in the air. I almost died.
How many people
just
on the plane?
Look, I don't give a fuck, Ali. This is Delta Airlines.
It matters.
Nigga, this is, you know how much billions these niggas make?
But hear me though, right?
If you had a plane of 200 people, you mean to tell me 30K after coming from 50,000 feet in the air and almost dying, nigga, is enough for my life that I risked for you, and for the rest of my life of never wanting to get on a fucking plane was worth 30 fucking thousand?
Exactly.
You're smoking crack. Make it make sense.
It don't.
Exactly. I'd have been tight as a motherfucker.
But there's people in place and there's lawyers in place that do that.
Lawyers in place. Listen, if anybody that took
listen,
my nigga, you probably let's ballpark. How many people you think? Let's say the plane was fucking full, nigga. Mind you, I don't even know. I don't even know how many people survived. I don't know what. Did everybody survive? Look it up for me real quick, Keys. You know what I'm saying?
So 30 people is 900,000.
Nigga, that big ass fucking plane.
But that's 30 people. So now I'm trying to get you to look at it from a money standpoint. Don't look. I know it sounds crazy.
Go ahead. I really want you to do all these numbers so I can still look at you after.
I know.
Go ahead.
So if you do 60 people on the plane,
okay,
it's 1.8 million.
Yeah, keep going.
So they paid 1.8 million for this shit. Hear me though, for that not to hit the fucking court. Because if it hits the court, you get all this paper.
Nigga,
they're going to give you everything, but then you got to get a lawyer that's going to fight these companies.
Nigga.
Hear me out. Think about it like that. 1.8. I paid 1.8 for this shit to hit the news and these people to be compensated. It wasn't, it's not about, like, I understand.
Yes, the fuck it is.
That shit is crazy, but they're not looking at it like these people.
No, they not. What I'm mad at is listen to me, nigga. I'm gonna tell you right now.
What if you ain't got the paper to fight it? If you ain't got the paper to put the money in for a lawyer?
I don't give a dick. I got enough to fight for more than 30 fucking thousand.
What if every lawyer in the world knows? And mind you, it's Delta Airlines.
There's lawyers that'll take that pro bono because they know they can get the fucking bread. What are you talking about? 30K?
Listen.
30.
Sometimes it ain't worth it.
Me, you, Drew. Let me listen. Listen to me. Me, you, Drew on a flight. Flight comes down. You don't make it. I don't make it. Drew makes it. That nigga should only get $30,000.
Hear me out.
And he watched us. Hear what I'm painting. Something niggas get. A bitch got 20 million for a hot coffee at McDonald's, nigga. What are you talking about? Listen. We talking about millions to 30,000 when I almost lost my fucking life.
Listen.
76 people died or were on the plane. Okay, I gotta give him a little something. They saved his life.
Right?
It's still more than 30K.
Now here though, right?
I'll give you that. I'll tone it down a little bit. If you save
let me rock out. See the other 16 people, because I did for 60.
He paid 2.3 million in total to everybody that was on the plane.
For everybody in
30K a person.
Yes. Hear me out. Now
that still
listen.
Ain't enough for me, gang.
Stop.
That ain't enough for me.
They fell out the sky. They survived.
I didn't know there was no casualties. So I thought you're right. You're right. I'll be letting you go ahead.
They fell out the sky. They survived. They still here. So that means they went home and was like, fuck, that shit really just happened. And then a couple of weeks down the line, they would not even probably like 3 or 4 days later, this company was like, yo, that was some bullshit. That shit should have never happened to y'all. Yo, for your time and suffering, I'm gonna throw 30K at you. And they probably got some shit like, yo, fly fucking free forever. Like, are you kidding me?
The fact that they
so then you like I survived. Like, nigga, I'm sure.
If they survive, I'll take a little bit of my heat back. I'll take a little bit of my heat back if nobody died, because that's a bad nigga. But 30K is a low ball, my nigga.
Listen,
I'm just being.
I wasn't expecting this. You expected 30K to get on the plane?
I'm expecting more.
I paid
go in the chat real quick. If anybody is in here real quick, do you think almost dying in a fucking plane and flipping over on the runway is worth 30K?
How can I put a price on me still being here?
There's no price, but I know goddamn well my price is more than 30K. That's what I'm telling you right now. Bro, I know goddamn well. My price is more than 30K.
Happy I'm here. You kidding me?
Me too.
Oh, and you gonna give me 30K? Nigga, what? What?
You better listen.
What?
My nigga, okay, let me ask you a question. Come on, man. 30K goes.
Okay.
Still got nightmares.
Bro.
Still ain't waking up.
How long is this 30K gonna last? You wanna know why? Because my job know that I was just at this motherfucking place and they gonna look out for me.
See that right there? You see that right there? See that right there? Yes, nigga.
Bugging. I'm not listening. I hear it.
Bugging. Shout out,
hear it. But I'm even still, bro. I'm not. You're thinking I'm still here. I'm still here. You're looking at it from a dollar standpoint. I'm not looking at it from a dollar standpoint. The money is extra. The money is a fucking bonus. I'm
you
here.
are the most. I'm just saying we gotta agree to disagree.
I know you hate me about this.
I don't hate you at all.
I know you don't. When I say shit like this,
all I'm gonna say to you is this, game. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm still here.
I love you. We have to agree to disagree.
I'm cool
because there's no nigga when the
I'm not looking at the dollar amount because I wasn't expecting the money.
I'll give you a prime example. Not gonna say nothing specific, whatever. Keith had to drive me home from a situation in Carolina. That's probably why I want that nigga to drive me everywhere out of town. You understand me? Said situation was a slight emergency.
Thanks.
You hear me? 30K might have been okay for that if I was really on timing. I'm gonna tell you, but my thing is let me finish. Here's my biggest point. Let me finish my point.
Crazy thing to say.
No, I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm not gonna. Oh, feel me?
Because you're proving my point.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna finish it for you right now.
Go ahead.
One, we didn't get nothing, so I'm not proving no point, and nobody tried to.
Okay.
So I'm not proving no point. Okay. Because I was happy for what you're saying. What I'm saying to you is though, okay.
I'm mad you started that shit.
What I am saying to you is though, cause
nasty work
is this little nigga still don't want to be around. This little nigga barely want to be around his own dogs that he grew up around. So what I'm saying is 30 to me. 30. You're right. There's no price. There's no price on your life. I agree with you, but I am saying that price is definitely not 30,000.
So the fact of the matter is this, right?
I know I'm not bugging. That number is low, nigga.
Let me rock.
What you just gave me? You just gave me a car.
Let me rock.
You ain't even give me a luxury car, nigga. You gave me a motherfucking Ford with leather in it.
Can I
go ahead?
Can I rock out?
For sure.
I decided to buy a plane ticket to go see a loved one. Right? And my plane goes down.
Okay.
And I survive.
I'm with you, Ali.
Let me rock. And I survive. You think I'm thinking about some money on the back end?
Not at the moment.
And the fact that you even putting a price on that is nasty.
No, it's not. What's nasty is the price that they. No, you're right. It's nasty that they put 30,000 as the price.
No,
that is nasty.
Come on, bro. Like, what are we? I'm giving you some shit. They really don't have to do shit for you. Realistically,
but they would have just nigga. There's no fucking way.
But they really wasn't. But they could have really put it in a place where they could have had a lawyer fight to not give you a fucking thing,
bro.
And what I'm mad at you mad. That's why I said let me rock because now you pushed me somewhere else.
Bro. Go ahead.
They really didn't have to do nothing for you. They could have really did you dirty and hired a lawyer to just shit on y'all, and y'all got nothing. They would have paid y'all doctor bills and whatever therapy you wanted to go through. You don't even know if they're doing stuff like that on the back end. So you thinking 30K because you hear the dollar amount,
bro.
But the dollar amount could come with other shit that would cost probably quadruple that because you know the trauma gonna be wild.
Bro, they couldn't have did it. The public outcry and the fact that it happened on motherfucking social, it's over. They had to pay something, nigga. There's no way that company was doing that one.
But I'm trying to
what I'm saying to you is I'm with you. I am grateful for my life. But if I was, this is what I'm saying to you. I could not expect $1 the whole time, be sitting there on my motherfucker. Listen to me. Sitting on my ass, never expected $1 to come my entire fucking life. But I'm still going to feel insulted when them niggas surprisingly sent me 30,000 when I was 50,000 feet in the air and almost died, nigga. I'm gonna think that's a spit in the face.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying, nigga. Let me give you an example. The nigga Diddy. I'm just making an example. Listen, the Diddy motherfucking party that he had, the first party he had, when they had when they trampled the people and a few people died in the gym.
Okay,
first one he had, the nigga offered them 50K.
So how does
stop what I'm telling you?
You survived.
I was 50,000 100 feet in the fucking air.
You're right.
You sent me 30K to my house. Are you fucking shitting me?
So then do you really think you
should have sent me motherfucking what Ezel was asking for? Food stamps is suckering $20.
Do you really think you deserve that money, or does the pilot deserve that money then?
No, the pilot deserves a fucking raise and a half, nigga.
But you, that's what I'm saying. So like you think like It's so many variables in this shit for you just to appreciate some shit, and I think motherfuckers is not appreciating the fact that life is way more precious than $1.
Oh, it is that. Who is saying that? Nobody's saying that's not the case. What I am saying,
but you mad at them giving you $30K? That's exactly what you mad at.
What I'm mad at, nigga, it's not a dollar amount on life because $30K. What I'm saying to you is that low ball number. There's a number, regardless, that is still a smack in the fucking face for what you go through, my nigga.
But like that's what I'm saying. You don't know that they paying for other shit too at the same time. Like they could be paying for their therapy, they could be paying for their doctor bills. They
that's
could be
not
paying
what
for all of that shit. You don't know that though.
You don't either. So we're talking about what we know. And what we know is 30K ain't enough.
Some things are meant to get out.
If 30K was enough, it ain't enough, nigga. It's not. I'm just being real with you.
I'm happy I'm here.
Me too. Yeah. But I want to be happy I'm here and able to pay for the next 50 years of fucking trauma I'm through, and I don't want to go see nobody on a plane.
I'm investing that 30K.
Fuck are you talking about? You're better than
because my job gonna hold me down with my salary because that's a traumatic experience.
Speaking of plane crashes, and we are gonna close this out here. My brother Ali is here. I gotta see. I'm saying switch shit up. I gotta go towards these people's strengths. And one thing he is strengthful. I said strengthful. Is that a word?
I don't know.
Look it up real quick.
Somebody do it. That's just how nigga said strengthful. Like, I swear for goodness, this boy is crazy. Yo, I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
What I said, strengthful,
bro. It ain't
a word. Thank you. We made a new word.
I don't know. This shit don't make no sense. That shit hurt to hear.
It was hard to say, nigga. I was surprised that shit came out like that. That shit was hard to fucking say, nigga. Fuck you. Listen, my boy is good and passionate about music, passionate about fashion, but also passionate about his movies. So while you're here, I wanted to see this in closing. Since life has been like an action movie, all these plane crashes and shit going on, what are the top 3 movies, action movies that you've seen so far in 2025?
Action? I would honestly, I just watched The Gorge on Apple TV.
I heard that was fun. Is it a series or is it a movie?
It's a movie. It was a movie. It came out on Valentine's Day. That shit was tough.
I'm gonna watch that.
Action movies. I would say that would be the only thing I've seen action in that. Like, I would say Captain America probably gonna be one of those.
I just dropped, didn't it?
Yeah, it just came out, but it's got to be one of those things that you want to go see it because it's mad long.
Like what? All Marvels is like 2.5.
2.5 hours.
Our Marvels is like 2.5.
But action movies, I would have to say, because you said 2025, so that's we here like a month and a half, 2 months right now, realistically. So I would have to say The Gorge. There was a movie that came out. Who was it? It was a Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz movie. Yes, that movie was tough.
We watched
that shit was on Netflix. That movie was tough. That shit was tough.
Kind of corny, but it was
that shit was tough. You bugging.
It was if I went into the movie knowing it was a kids movie,
it's Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz.
Okay, but you didn't. It was all right. But what I'm saying, had I gone into the movie expecting a kids movie,
historically they've never done anything that wasn't family friendly.
I don't know that to be true, but I'm not going to argue with you.
What movie you seen Jamie Foxx in that wasn't family friendly?
Nigga, Collateral. Fucking
family friendly.
Collateral was not
family friendly.
Bye, nigga. I'm getting all the for this nigga so stupid.
Family friendly because it's
your nephew.
Yes,
I'm watching family friendly. He's telling you something right now.
Let's get into. We talking movies. Let's do it.
Ain't no fucking way, nigga. Ain't no way. But I'll give you. It was a dope movie once I was able to realize what it was. There was no cursing. Wasn't really no blood. Nobody got shot. Nobody really died in it. Like it was nothing like that.
Nah, that shit was.
If you really watch it, nobody got clipped.
Because basically what they was is there was some parents that their kids thought was lame as hell, but in reality
they was ill.
They was them, and the kids couldn't figure out. They were like, how did you figure this shit out? All movie. They're like, damn, what the hell going on? When did you learn this?
The shit gave me the feeling of like, are we there yet with Ice Cube with a mix of Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
Kinda.
That's how it felt. Dope. That shit was alright.
That was Mr. and Mrs. Smith with kids.
Okay, I'll give you that. That's even simpler. For sure. Is simpler word? Nigga, I'm fucking up. Simpler word?
You're right. No,
simpler word? Okay,
we out here.
Shout out Ms. Unger, reading resource.
Oh my God.
Me and Mark Leonello, you nigga, you know what I'm saying? Shout out Mrs. Unger, reading resource across from this Hunter room in West Middle, top floor, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's where we was at. That nigga Keith was in there stealing niggas' lunch and shit.
It's some movies on.
Nigga Keith, yo, time out. I just want y'all to know Keith used to be a violent man. He's changed now.
He has never been that.
A nigga knocked out Mr. Driscoll.
Yo, get back to the goddamn movies, nigga. What was we doing? This nigga Travis Messi over here. This nigga got a 10 on his back right now.
Oh shit! All right, man, we about to get out of here. The last movie I liked was
I'm waiting on the movie right now.
What?
Sinner. Or
yeah,
Sinners.
That's
it's either Sinner or Sinners with Michael B. Jordan.
I watched I watched Watchers. That was all right. Watchers was all right.
Watchers, yeah.
It was all right.
Wait.
It's the shit with the blonde hair girl from Man on Fire with Denzel Washington. Remember when she was a little girl? She older now.
Yeah.
She in the woods and shit. They can't get out type shit.
Yeah.
It was all right.
It was that was nah.
It wasn't ill, but it was all right. But the one I just watched that was fun. Was dope and kind of.
You never seen Nope?
No, I didn't see Nope.
Oh my god.
That's what that was a Keenan Peele. What? Not Keenan Peele. It wasn't Keenan Peele. What's another nigga name that be with Keenan Peele? Jordan Peele. Is that his name?
Jordan. Yeah.
All right, but
that shit fire.
The last one I was gonna see that went with the flight shit was a Flight Risk.
I want to see
that shit is fire.
Mark always do.
You ain't see it yet? That shit is
fire.
If you go watch it, we'll talk about that. That shit was fire though. That shit was definitely dope. Well, look, man, welcome. Thank you for coming to another episode of What's the Status, Travis. I'm your host, Travis. My boy, brother Ali. Again, I do want to send my condolences to those families again. Miss Mary as well as my boy Shy and Tasha Wingate and her family. My thoughts and prayers are with y'all. And if y'all need anything, let me know. Welcome to another episode, or thank you for coming to another episode of What's the Status, Travis. And we out.
Yeah.